I'm about to show you guys a little bit of the meals that I've been prepping for my postpartum meal prep. So I'm currently 33 weeks. I was 32 weeks when I made all this food, and we bought a little freezer, and now I have so many things just ready to go for once I have the baby, because I still want to be able to eat really well. I want me to be able to eat really well and Jordan to be able to eat really well. And I love cooking. So I'm like, why not get a little freezer and prep heaps of things for Jordan and I to quickly just eat, cook, like reheat, whatever, for when the baby comes, so that we don't have to spend too much time in the kitchen, but we can still have nice, delicious home-cooked meals. So I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. Alright, first up, guys, is homemade pies. I am obsessed with my cheap as Kmart pie maker. My husband, he loves a hot breakfast, right? Usually I make him bacon and eggs. And I don't really want to be doing that when I've got a newborn. So he also loves having meat pies for breakfast. Like, that's just a weird thing that he loves. Anyway, I make them with really good quality meat. And so I don't really like buying him store-bought pies. No offense. Like, I'm not being one of those strict as people, but I'd rather just make him things from scratch. So that meat that you've seen before was some slow cooked beef that I mixed up, and yeah, obviously slow cooked so that I could fill the pastry with them. I also made Ned Kelly ones, which are the beef mince with, okay, so it has beef mince mixed with gravy, like a gravy kind of mixture, and then it's topped with some cheese, some crispy bacon, and some whisked egg with salt and pepper, like whisked into it to obviously give it a bit more flavor. And then the puff pastry on top. So that's the Ned Kelly. Next up was chicken tenders. So my husband, I usually make his lunch as well. And I just want to make him some easy lunches postpartum. So I've also making chicken schnitzels here as well, because I just thought I'd multitask and do the tenders and the schnitzels at the same time. So the tenders are just like little strips. So I just literally marinate them with some Greek yogurt and other kind of seasoning mixes. And then I put a sourdough crumb on them, because I often have offcuts of sourdough, so I literally just make like a crumb and put them on there. But the tenders are for wraps and things like that, for lunches, to quickly, easily just get out of the freezer, chuck in the air fryer, chuck it in a salad wrap, and Bob's your uncle. That's a nice lunch for him. But then also the chicken schnitzels are going to be really, really good for an easy dinner. He loves a snitty with gravy and some lemon, and then some peas. He loves peas, and mashed potato, or roast potato, or air fried potato chips. So it's just going to be really nice, easy dinner. So I made a fair few chicken schnitzels, which are the bigger ones, and then heaps and heaps of the little tiny tenders. And I divided them all up to be able to put in the freezer. And that's going to be a massive lifesaver for me, especially on the days where I'm not feeling too organized. And I want Jordan to still have really good quality food, because I'm worried he would just want to go get like KFC or some sort of takeaway. He's really good though. He really prioritizes his health. So I'm a happy lady. I also, this wasn't on my list, but I got a discounted really good quality lamb. So I decided to slow cook it. And again, once it was finished cooking, just divided it up into serving sizes for the freezer. Just makes it nice and easy to add to meals postpartum. And then I've got a chicken curry, which I decided to cook up a big bulk batch of that. And I've got packets of microwave rice to be able to go with that, and also packets of naan bread to be able to go with it as well. So I ended up deciding, once I cooked it, it was more like a yellow curry, just with like homemade spices and also herbs from my backyard, which makes me feel so good to use homemade herbs. I love it so much. So I just divided them up into containers and put little sticky notes so I know what they are, and I can easily get them out for my husband. Next up, lasagna. Lasagna is so fun to make. It's one of my favorite things to make. I love making all the sauces and everything from scratch. So I just made the red sauce with the beef, mixed in heaps of different things. I show you some of the things I mix in this video, so you'll be able to see it there. But obviously, if you have any questions on any of these recipes, I don't actually have recipes for any of these things I made. I just kind of chuck things in, but I can give you more of an example of like the ingredients that I used in it, if that makes sense. So if that's going to be helpful for you, make sure you comment below. Of course, add a little bit of sneaky red wine in there. It always adds a nice depth to beef mixtures. So while I continue making the rest of this, I also would love to explain some of the other things that I made as well. So I didn't end up being able to film every little thing, but I did film half of the things. So while I'm making this lasagna, I just want to explain to you some other items that I also made for my freezer, just to give you some inspo in case, you need inspiration for what you're gonna cook for your postpartum. First up, I wanna talk about my Chinese herb soup. I've already actually done a YouTube video on this, which is why I didn't bother filming it again. So I'll make sure that I tag that in the description box below. But it's heaps of Chinese herbs that's for me. So this is gonna be for me, the Chinese herb soup. So good for recovery and healing postpartum. Like, I've just been looking into all the herbs and stuff like that they use. Man, it's not my recipe, but I've tagged it all in the video that I did for one of my friends. I made a big batch for her. So make sure that you check the description box, because I actually, you need it. And if you have pregnant people in your life who are about to have a baby, make it for them, because it's gonna be so good. And I'm so excited to be able to have it for myself postpartum. Next, I made also a couple of different soups. I'm still just making the white sauce here, by the way. I just thought I'd film the whole process, I don't like to make it too milky, the white sauce. That's why I poured a bit of stock in there. But anyway, let's talk about the soups. I wanted to have pumpkin soup and potato soup for me for easy lunches, just so I can have nice warming foods postpartum. I think that'd be really good for me. I also made massive batches of sourdough and gluten-free sourdough. So I'm celiac, so I can't even have normal sourdough, even though a lot of people who are intolerant to gluten can still handle sourdough. Since I'm celiac, I can't. So I decided to make heaps of sourdough for my wonderful husband, and then gluten-free sourdough for me, which I'm still trying to perfect. It's not the greatest. Follow me on Instagram if you want to follow that journey, by the way. I made some some cottage cheese wraps, which are for me to have for lunches, so I can just shove a few little ingredients in there. They're actually really easy to make. Again, I posted that on Instagram as well. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you go follow me, because I post most of the things I make, just little bits and bobs on there, and just keep up to date with me on a daily basis on stories. I also made heaps and heaps. Oh my gosh, I made so many protein desserts for myself and Jordan. So protein cookies, I made bulk protein balls. You should see how many are in my freezer. It's going to be so good for me during my breastfeeding journey, because I know everyone tells me how hungry I'm going to be. So I'm really excited for that. And I also used the recipes from my new ebook. So I'll make sure that I tag that in the description box below as well. But I made up a new My Protein Treats recipe ebook. It's available to purchase on my website. So the link's in the description box. And guys, it has 40 recipes that are going to blow your mind. They're amazing. So I'm just literally about to put that lasagna in the freezer, and then I'm on to burger patties. So I got this really cool little thingamajiggy here, this little burger squisher. Man, it's so handy and it makes my burgers look good. So I'm actually really happy with how these burgers turned out. And yeah, I'm just excited for Jordan to have some nice easy lunches and dinners I can just defrost. And I've got burger buns frozen as well. You'll see it popped up on the screen just then. I also made some healthy fish fingers, which at the end of this video. But if you enjoyed this, please make sure you like it. Share it with your friends if that's something that you do. Comment below if you have any questions on any of the meals that I made, or if you just want to, say g'day. I'd be happy with that. And make sure you do subscribe to my channel, because I'll hopefully be posting more pregnancy content and heaps more health, fitness, nutrition, recipes, workouts for you. So make sure you subscribe, and I shall see you next time.